This is the Renaissance Men Podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening and welcome to the Renaissance Men Podcast for Friday, December the 2nd. Cannot believe that. I am your host, Stuart Garrard, and joining me this week, as always, is my good friend, Jimmy the Saint. Oh. No kids.
I like that.
No kids.
That's like I've won the Oscar. That was like an Oscar ceremony applause. Mm-hmm. Like I'm Will Smith. Like I've just slapped, just slapped the host, and then gone on to win the award.
Jimmy the Saint, how the devil are you, sir?
Well, I'm a lot better than I was when you saw me before, Stu. Obviously, I'd been in the older A&E, hadn't I, with the Dicky Ticker in the style of a lower low there.
Mm-hmm. Did we talk about it on the last show? We did, didn't we?
We spoke about my Dicky Ticker and a lower low on the last show.
Did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
No, it's okay. The beta blockers seem to be doing the job, or I'm just fine. So no, I'm good. It took a little bit of time to get back into myself. I was a bit, tender. But come last Saturday, when we got the Christmas decorations out.
Oh, lovely.
And I got my Star Trek Christmas jumper on, I started to feel myself again. I've been getting in the Christmassy spirit, Stu, is what I've been doing.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, we've been doing that. We've been watching a few Christmas movies, obviously taking on board what we've discussed over the last few weeks, and don't waste these days before Christmas. Get involved, get Christmassy. And that's what we've been doing. Got our decks up really early. Last Saturday we put ours up.
Same as us, end of November.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Get the full use of them, I say.
Yeah, get involved. We went to the shop, we went to the range and got some more Christmas decks, like a Santa, a big Santa, and did the usual Christmas trip to McDonald's to get Christmas nuggets for the children. I also got this. This was very cool. My wife kindly got me a beer advent calendar.
Oh, okay.
Which she did a couple of years back, and she's done it again this year. It's lovely. So I'm opening. This was day one. Mm-hmm. As you know, I am a Scotsman through and through.
Loch Lomond.
Yes.
Have I pronounced that right? Or was it Loch Lomond? I don't know. I wouldn't like to do it any disservice.
Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond.
I just have to do a rubbish Scottish accent while staying there. Loch
Lomond Brewery. Silky Stout. It's an oatmeal stout.
Silky Stout is my online pseudonym, actually.
On Tinder.
Yeah, funnily enough.
We're on OnlyFans.
Yep.
Silky Stout. That's somebody's got a very smooth, short willy.
That's me.
But it's an oatmeal stout porridge. Typical Scotsman.
Porridge. Oh my God.
How can I make my porridge nicer? I know, I'll turn it into booze. So we're going to be
ferment it.
We're going to be reviewing this.
Lovely.
So yeah, and we filmed the Christmas special for the Blessed Diaries. We did that.
Excellent.
So
is that ready to view yet, or was that?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
I need to get it over to Tim Downey for the editing. So
when it is, let us know, and we'll preview. We'll watch it. We'll watch it show. Why not?
Yeah. As soon as the real Matthew Early releases it, we'll get it up. It's got to be edited first by the real Tim Downey. Mm-hmm. And what else did I do? What have I put in the notes there? Oh yes. So
yeah, what? I didn't. I haven't read the end of it. Oh my. Okay.
I got the letter, which I presume you got as well, that said, "Now you're aged between 40 and 74."
I got no letter. Someone's having you on.
Well, the NHS. Now you're aged between 40 and 74. It's time for your checkup, which you're going to get every 5 years to see. Yeah, you must have got that letter, Stu.
No.
I've given up on you. But they don't.
He's
they think
riddled.
He died years ago. So I was expecting a full MOT when I went in there, and I turned, and I'm expecting nut grab. I'm expecting prostate exam.
Yep.
I'm expecting inside and out.
Mm-hmm. The whole works.
I turn up. It's a very pretty nurse.
Okay.
And I go in and I look, and she's got long, sharp fingernails, and I was like, oh no,
Acrylics.
I don't want them anywhere near my nuts or anus. Luckily,
Yeah.
once she did my blood pressure and prick test, she did my prick.
I bet she did.
Prick test. You know,
It was
check-
Leslie Phillips when you need him. I was dead.
She said my cholesterol's a bit high. I need to eat less fat. But I said, like, are you going to do prostate and stuff? And she went, no, I'm just a nurse. I'm not going to do that stuff. I was like, you know, if you would have cut your nails, I'd have let you. But yeah, so but still got to check. I've got the heart of a 42-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Only a year out. Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
I told you I had to monitor my blood pressure, didn't I? I had to do that.
No.
Did I not mention that? I'm sure I did. When I had my funny turn, a couple of days before I went a bit. That's the international sign for going a bit crazy.
This is after your cat died.
Yeah, but a few days before the cat died and that all kicked off, I'd been to the doctors anyway and got a blood pressure test, and apparently it was a little bit high. So they then told me funnily enough, the week that Amanda was away on holiday, I had to like measure my blood pressure like twice a day. I haven't heard anything back.
They presume you're dead.
Yeah, again, it's probably in the same place where that letter went, some NHS black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Well,
I feel a bit jealous, to be honest. I want a full MOT. I want a prostate exam.
Well, you have to ask for a prostate exam.
Okay.
You've got to ring up and ask. And to be honest, I'm annoyed because I've got to go and see the heart doctor, and I got my letter today, and they said it'd be in December. I was like, yes, February.
Next year?
February.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So
Well,
I've just got to hang on by a wing and a prayer until then.
yeah, with half a heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
As long as I've got porridge beer.
Yeah, that's like literally clogging up your arteries as we speak.
I'm just going to do a quick.
I was going to say on that advent calendar, because so you're getting 24 cans. That's a fairly meaty advent calendar.
Yes. Oh, it's a huge box.
In the garage or something. It's the size of the garage. Yeah. So
It's in the next to the tree. Nice smell.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Reviewed.
Speaking of advent calendars, myself and Benj have started our Lego one, unboxing that one a day.
Lovely.
Yeah, we've been doing the short videos over on YouTube, posting those. So go check those out.
You're Scottish.
Go check those out.
Check those out, boy.
Go check them out. There'll be one a day. That's how Advent goes. What do we get today? We've got a clone trooper. Yeah, so that was good. I don't know if it was Commander Cody, but it was an orange clone trooper. I don't know what that signifies, but
What, orange face?
no, like the orange kind of highlights to the trooper costume.
Right.
Because
there was
you've got orange ones, got blue ones, green ones.
Yeah, but
You
there
noticed
was
something, didn't it? I think
there was some clones in the Rebels cartoon. No, the Clone Wars cartoon who donned like orange because of Ahsoka. They were like Ahsoka's team.
Oh, I see. Oh, interesting.
So yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's great. Go check that out over on the channel, obviously. What else have I been up to? So have you finished? I don't want to jump in.
Yeah, Advent, Christmas decks, blessed, no finger up the bum.
Good. Excellent stuff. Well, it was my birthday this week. I turned 41 on Tuesday.
It was.
Had a lovely day. Do you know what? I had Monday and Tuesday off work anyway, just to celebrate it and whatnot. And that's that's my new cat. You can hear, by the way, Magic.
Can you bring her up?
I'd rather not pick her up, to be honest. She's a bit
I hate her.
scratchy. No, but we picked up our new cat. It's been ongoing for several weeks. The RSPCA going back and forth and them saying, well, she's not ready yet. She said her leg was a bit manky. So they've cleared that all up, and we picked her up on my birthday. It was Kismet, I think. It was meant to be fate, whatever you want to call it. It was like one last birthday present from my old dead cat to me for my birthday. So I had a lovely day, and then I decided to take the rest of the week off work because I thought, well, I want to be here to bed the cat in, not to bed the cat, to bed the cat in. I need to let her out. Sorry, bear with me. There you go. There you go,
She's
Magic.
she's shit again. So her name is Magic.
She's called Magic. She's 1 year old, and she's a rescue from the RSPCA. She's a black.
Black Magic,
Yes.
like the
Gifted.
chocolates
Yeah, I didn't even realise that. That's great.
or the voodoo.
Yeah. She's lovely though. She's our old cat was actually a geriatric cat and didn't move very far or at all, really. So it's quite the sea change to have a cat that is quite mobile and is like in your face, like she's like leaping up on stuff, like kitchen counters and everything. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But it's nice, it's a nice change because it's like a normal cat, not one who's just like sitting out their final days, just giving up on life. But no, I in all seriousness, I did have a lovely birthday and got some nice gifts.
I saw a lovely painting.
Oh, I must give my my mother-in-law a shout out for that. Yes, Julie Murphy. Thank you, Julie. I'm not sure if she does watch. She might watch occasionally, but yeah, she for my birthday, her gift to me was to paint Buttons, our old cat, from a photo, one of my favourite photos we took of her.
She painted that.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Great.
Can we show it? Can we do that?
I can do that. Yeah, let's head over to my.
It's a wonderful painting. And correct me if I'm wrong, but she's put some buttons on the canvas.
No, that was like she saw that visual, I don't know, effect, a painting effect on another painting, and she wanted to bring that in, which I thought was quite nice.
Yeah.
Oh God, where is it?
It was a lovely painting, and
It was. Hang on, let me just bring Facebook up.
having an original painting of something is so lovely.
I know, and it's much nicer than just getting an Amazon voucher or something, isn't it? Because it has meaning. And let's get my posts.
Very thoughtful.
It was indeed. Yeah, I was very, very thankful for that. Oh, where do I go? That's me. Yeah. Scroll down. Here we go. Here we go.
He's done it.
I've got it. There we go. Look at that.
Beautiful, very
painting.
good.
Beautiful painting. She's taken up painting fairly recently. So, I mean, she's always been very artistic, but I think sometimes it can be a lost craft, can't it? I think you can kind of get out of practice, and she's taken up some lessons again. And look at that. It's captured. Captured Buttons. Well, wonderfully. That's up on the wall now. So reminder.
I thought they were buttons around the side.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would make sense.
I'll tell you what's amazing. The background, that it's blurred.
Yeah.
So she's made because you'd expect everything just to be clear in a painting because you can, but the fact that she's blurred it because the photo is obviously blurred, it looks amazing.
Yeah. And I think it's the colours. I'm assuming it was because we've got some like what's that colour? Not scarlet. It's like a burgundy. Got some burgundy. We've got burgundy curtains, and that's obviously where the photo was taken. This is that's a reflection on the left hand side, obviously from the paint of the picture frame. But yeah, that's I was made up for that. Really, really, I shall treasure that picture. A nice memory of Bubsy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
There you go. Happy birthday, Stu.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Take a swig of that porridge-like liquor for me.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's pretty much it for me. Pretty much it. So I've had a good week. I've had a good week. A very productive week as well on the YouTube page as well. Just to mention, several videos have gone up. Me and Benj streamed some video games together. Our first collaboration as Outright Games ambassadors. Our first family-friendly stream. What did we do? We did DC League of Super Pets. The crypto game they've done. It's a good game. It's all right. It's
Crypto the dog, not cryptocurrency game.
Or the Krypton Factor, no. It's Crypto Super Dog and Batman's dog, which is called Ace, I believe.
As if Batman would have a dog.
I know. Yeah. Weird.
He'd have a bat.
Weird. He would. So go check that out. The Advent Calendar videos I've mentioned. I don't think there was anything else. Oh, there was a Lego magazine review as well for November's magazines. So go check that out. Plenty of content up on the channel for you. So it's been a good, productive week. Jimmy, if people want to support the show, there are a number of ways that they can do that.
There are.
And I'm just going to point them out to people before we move on. although I can't because the overlays aren't there. So you can head over to. Oh, I was going to show them on screen, but I can't. What's going on with that? That's weird. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Beg your pardon. Here we go. So you can head over to the usual social media channels such as youtube.com, twitch.tv, and twitter.com/renaissancecast. We're on Facebook as well, facebook.com/groups/renaissancecast. And if you want to...
I'm loving this.
Yeah. It's so heavy, it's sending you asleep.
That's great.
If you want to support us financially, you can chip. You can throw us £3 our way to support what we're doing at kofi.com/renaissancecast. Go buy us a coffee to help support what we're doing. So there we go. There's some options for you. Right then, have we had any message in the chat? Chat, if you're there, do say hello.
Yeah, chat's quiet today.
Yeah, chat is
Quiet
quiet.
at the
I assume it's working. I mean, this feels like our software's been a bit glitchy this evening, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if you're out there, send us a chat.
Please do.
Send us a comment. All comments will be acknowledged.
Yes, that is
Cannot
Jimmy's
stress
guarantee.
that enough.
Jimmy's guarantee, stone-clad guarantee that all comments will be acknowledged. But we don't just get comments, do we? We get questions as well, and it is time for that segment where we get the viewers and listeners to ask us anything. I'm going with the Pepsi Max Cherry, Jimmy.
Oh, the Pepsi challenge.
Yeah.
What's nicer, Pepsi Max or oatmeal porridge beer?
Jimmy.
Yes.
As usual, we've got our serial question asker. Holly Williams has got given us a couple. Got someone in chat.
Holly Williams, comment and
Speak of the
comment.
devil. Hello, Holes.
And she shall appear.
Yep. We have a couple from Holly from last week. Ben Wyatt is in the chat. Hello, Ben. See, now the clocks have changed. You can chime in from Australia, live from Tassie, I believe, isn't it? Tasmania. I'm sure it's from Tasmania. Correct me if I'm wrong, mate. Lovely to see you. I'm glad you can now come enjoy what we put out there.
Love that picture of him in his comment as well.
Doomslayer. He's
Absolutely.
His wrestling career is
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Jealous.
skyrocketed.
Jealous of that.
That's what that was. I'm not saying, I don't know what else that could be construed as. I'm not sure, but yeah, the boy's a bit of a wrestling legend over there. Anyway, let's get to the questions. Holly has a couple. First one being, Jimmy, you have discovered a beautiful island upon which you may build your own society.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even make the rules. What is going to be the first rule that you put into place on Isle Jimmy?
On Jimmy Island. Hang on.
Like Mersey Island, I think. But,
Do the usual laws apply?
well, that's the question. You know, you're in charge. What happens?
Because surely the first one I've got to put in is no murder, haven't I? Or am I just going to rely? I mean, that's one of the things, isn't it, that they say if we didn't have religion, if we didn't have the Ten Commandments, we'd all be running amok and killing each other and whatnot. That's what our laws are based on. But there's atheists like my father who believe that we are, you know, humans are innately
evil.
No, not evil.
Oh,
we wouldn't be killing each other like we would. We've evolved.
We come from apes. Apes are vicious, man.
You think without religions we'd be killing each other?
I think so. I think without, if we just left to our own devices, I genuinely think.
Is that Alexa?
It is. Alexa, shush.
Yes, we would be killing people.
Let me mute Alexa. Sorry. I do believe that if just left to our own devices, we would descend into, I think the predator instincts would come in, like the food chain, like all that. He who dares wins. Would all become Del Boy.
Is that the predator? You know the predator instinct. He who dares wins.
Where that came from?
Del Boy the predator.
Rodders.
Right.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, I do
Okay.
think there'd be carnage. I think our animal predatorial instincts would just take over.
Crikey. So,
Yeah, like the purge.
and how many people have I got on my island?
Say 8,000.
Like Mersey Island, like
Yeah.
where I live.
Let's just say it's Mersey Island. You've taken over. You've gone over. You've discovered Mersey. You're in charge. It's kind of like a haven on itself. No, you don't have to answer to any other UK, EU based laws.
Do you know,
What is the first Jimmy law?
I'm not necessarily for communism, but it like I'm the opposite. But it would be nice to live on a place where everyone chips in.
Okay.
Everyone does their bit, and we eat from the fields, and the butcher brings us the meat. A bit more the good life.
Okay, yeah, you.
Felicity Kendall and Richard
Margot
Bryce.
just falling over in the mud.
Margot, she's not there. She's not there. Everyone's nice and friendly and helps each other out.
And Felicity Kendall.
I don't do that, so I can't tell people to do that, can I?
At that point, you become a dictator, don't you? It becomes a dictatorship. That's what I'm uncomfortable with in this whole scenario. I don't want to give any rules because then some kind of responsibility is then forced upon me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd kind of like I think I'm siding with you. Just no responsibilities for anyone ever. Just live your lives. Very easy going. Just kind of just let it go. No. Oh, I can't condense that down into one pithy rule that I would ordain, whatever, give out. No rules. How about that? My first rule: no rules. Done.
Yeah, it's a complicated one, that, but you're just going no rules, and I'm going the good life, please.
Yeah, there we go. Holes. Holly, let us know what your suggestion would be. I'd like to know what you would like to suggest, and indeed anyone else in the chat. What would you like? What would be the first rule that you invoke on your island? Holly asks, why are there no mouse flavored cat foods?
That's a good question,
isn't it? Bloody good question.
I don't think cats traditionally like to eat mice. I think they more play with them, don't they? They're more like a thing they love to torment.
I think our view of cat mice dynamic is coloured heavily by Tom and Jerry.
Yes. Yeah. He's always trying to eat Jerry, wasn't he?
Put them in a sandwich.
Quite often when you find a dead mouse in your house, it's been brought to you by a cat as a gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
They go, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Bird. I think they prefer birds to mice, to be honest. But again, why is there no bird? I guess there is. There's like chicken flavoured, isn't there? There's chicken flavoured cat food.
Yeah.
I mean, they just like meat, don't they? Let's be honest. They just like meaty stuff.
Yeah. Jelly meat, don't they? Stinking jelly meat.
Yep.
But I think mice they just like toying with. I don't think they really eat mice that much.
Perhaps they don't. Perhaps we have been fooled by Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Well, it's suggesting like dogs eat cats, isn't it? Like they just don't
there is
really.
The hierarchy, isn't there? Dogs chase cats that chase
Mice.
And I'm not sure who chose. I'm not sure who chased.
Dog.
What was his name? Was it Bruno the dog? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
I guess
Bruno?
it was the woman that you only saw the bottom of her legs with the broom.
Yeah.
She chased everyone.
Yeah, big mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them would in real life eat each other.
No, quite. Yeah, I think you're probably right there.
Like dogs don't eat cats, do they?
No. Did you see, just on a tangent, that people are now, because the credit crunch, the cost of living crisis, people are starting to eat dog food and cat food because they can't afford normal food.
This?
It was in the paper.
Right, bullshit. Normal food is cheaper. Normal food, a tin of beans is about 10p. Dog food is about £1.
Well, I think I don't know. I don't think.
What paper are you reading?
I don't know. I'll have to look there.
The Acme Chronicles.
Okay, let's look this up. Okay, this
Viz.
Daily Sport. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, no. Read that. Good journalism.
Dog food. Dog food. No, that hasn't really brought up any search items.
Loonies have resorted to eating dog
here we go.
food.
Yeah, look. The Metro. Metro is a reputable source of news.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this up. Let's
Can we do this?
Into the news early. Got it. People are eating pet food because they can't afford real food anymore. By Liam Coleman of the Metro.
Such a lie.
Look,
People. Oh, look, there's a picture. It must be true.
People are having to eat pet food while others try to heat food on a radiator, according to a community worker. Okay, it's one person's opinion. I didn't read that far into the story, so.
And it's the Welsh,
and it's Wales. So
what?
They're probably doing it anyway, weren't they?
They're banging it. They're banging the sheep and eating the sheep's food.
It's come from census data.
What bit of the census data says would you eat dog food?
Yes.
Last month, the cost of food rose again with shop prices rose. That's insane. Like if you're doing that, you've got a fucking problem or you're a very picky eater, because pasta, a bag of pasta's £1. That's enough. You could just live off pasta.
I've always suspected that the meat, a tin of dog food, is pretty much the same as like a pie filling. I'm sure that's the case. They just package it differently. It's like that episode of The Simpsons where they've got someone asks for Chinese food on the pier, and then someone asks for a roast dinner. I think it's at a Renaissance festival.
Yeah.
And then it goes down below ground, and then someone's just spooning meat from the same pot and just puts it on different piles. I swear that's what they do with the dog food.
Well, they try
dog food, meat pies.
Yeah, they try and palm dog food off as good food, don't they? But it can't be. Surely it's just the offcuts.
Well, you'd imagine so. They'd save the rubbish stuff for the dog food. But I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm done with those Fred Bentos pies.
Give your dog a nice healthy coat by eating this jelly, brown jelly that stinks.
So, yeah.
Pedigree chum. Well, I don't believe that for a second. I imagine one person has made a joke about I'm going to have to eat dog food because food's so expensive, not actually realising that it would be cheaper to eat human food.
Yeah, they just couldn't be bothered to go down the next aisle along. This will do. A bit of some bonio for days.
Bonio.
Steve Hurdle asks, friend of yours, do you mean?
He's a friend of mine, yeah. He's a lovely man. He is a man I know from London. He was in a band with another good friend of mine called The New Adventures. And they were a brilliant band. They were really good. And they didn't get as big as they should have done because they were such a good band. They occasionally do stuff still. But two of them moved to Colchester and opened a shop called Best Days. And it's like a vintage clothing outlet. But they've also expanded it into coffee. And they have gigs in there. And they also have a counsellor coming, like I think it's once a week or once a month to speak to young people who are having issues and whatnot. Like,
I like that. A little community-driven project.
Amazing. And really putting stuff back. And I popped in there and had a coffee with Steve. I haven't seen him for ages. And I told him about the show. He said, listen. I said, yeah, we take questions. And he said, what? Like? And he said this question. I thought, that's an interesting question.
Well, the question is, when did it become seasons and not series? Yes. Fairly recently, I think.
Yeah, well, I was always saying, when's the next series coming out? It was always series in Britain, wasn't it?
It was.
American seasons are American, aren't they?
There seemed to be a point in, I'd go like early 2000s, when Lost was coming out, when 24 was coming out, and binge watching stuff on DVD seemed to kind of gain prominence. It felt at that point that's when the shift started, because I guess the DVD boxes were labelled season 1, and as we were watching more of these like longer form huge US shows, we kind of just took on that vernacular, I guess. Just started using the term season as opposed to series. That's an interesting one. Why do we not use series anymore? Let's reclaim series.
Well, we should, shouldn't we? Like,
we should.
When the new series of like Motherland came out or whatever, did you say the new series or the new season? I still think with the British sitcom it would be a series. I'd probably say series, I reckon.
Okay, here's an interesting one. Do you think that then the length of the series or season determines what you would use?
Yeah, it could do. Because a series sounds like six episodes, doesn't it?
Yeah, 6-episode series I think is more appropriate, but a season of 6 episodes doesn't sound...
No. And why were they called seasons in America? Because they came out... Because there'd be like 24 episodes, wasn't there, in 24, but other things like Frasier and Star Trek and whatnot. Star Trek was all over the place. But a season, like, new this... Wouldn't they say, like, new this season, coming this season to NBC is...
Yeah.
Perhaps is it to do with that?
Because you tend to get... It always used to be the case. You'd get, like, a new batch of shows launch, like, just after, school... the kids return to school, like, the September... late September, or throughout September, early October... You get like a new batch of TV shows, which I guess you class as the autumn shows, the autumn season shows, and then maybe the same for spring. I don't know. Perhaps it is a seasonal thing. They attribute it to the seasons where they're coming out. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud now. It's an interesting question.
I mean, it's definitely the Americanization, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we need to stick to series when it comes to English stuff. Anything British.
Yeah,
we say the new series is out.
Yes. And there we go. They were our questions. So thank you to everyone who submitted those. Holly and Steve, well done. Thank you very much. I do put a post out. Actually, I didn't check that. I should just check the Twitter page. I do put a post out to ask for questions. So
there could be a question in the ether we have not heard about.
There isn't. Oh, there could have been. That's the key. There could have been.
There could have been. Don't give up hope.
No. Why is Mr. Blobby trending? That's interesting. That's caught my eye.
Has he died?
No.
Not Blobby as well. Oh no, we've already lost John Ingman. No, who do we lose? Leslie Phillips.
Yes.
Famous for saying ding dong.
Ding dong. No, I don't know why Blobby's trending. There's just like a few photoshopped images of him on top of a tank for some reason.
My son has just entered
the
fray. He's had a haircut, Stu. Have you seen his haircut?
I have. Look at that. Nice.
Do you love your haircut?
Yes.
Yes, very nice.
You good?
Yes.
You brushing your teeth? My
Good
God.
boy.
It's not a mirror.
The struggle I have trying to get Benjamin to brush his teeth is ridiculous.
Absolutely the youngest is terrible. Him and the other one are not too bad.
Nice.
You should probably go, buddy, because Mum doesn't like you on being broadcast to the nation. You're too handsome.
Hi. I
won't tell you his name.
No.
Just in case they're out there. The funny men. The funny men.
Let's be honest. Yeah, they're on the show, to be honest. We're right, there we go. That was our questions. Let's move on to Can the Past Make Us Laugh? Can the past make us laugh, Jimmy? That is the eternal question we keep asking ourselves each and every week.
It is, Stu. And as we are celebrating my Scottish heritage with this fine can of Loch Lomond Brewery Silky Stout, Oatmeal Stout, I've gone Welsh. it's Terry Wogan, isn't it? I have brought a sketch from a Scottish sketch show.
Oh, interesting.
One that was from my past for sure, a show called Absolutely, which you mentioned you hadn't heard of before.
Never heard of this, mate. No, not at all. But was it like a BBC Scotland only thing?
No, I think it was Channel 4, I think.
Oh.
Absolutely. I think it was like Channel 4, 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
Or it could have been BBC 2. I mean, it was on RTV. Like, I didn't have to go to Scotland to watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, that answers my question then, because typically we wouldn't get that stuff down.
Yeah, no, we got it.
I think.
We got it. And I remember it being a great show. And, I haven't watched this sketch. I haven't watched the show in years. But when I was thinking about the show, because I knew I was going to be drinking this, I went, "Oh, do you know what?
Something Scottish.
Something Scottish." No, and absolutely, we'll do it. So it could be funny, could be not. We'll find out.
That's the gamble we go with, isn't it?
Gamble.
Anyone we would know in this, like comedian wise? And when is it? What era is it from? We're talking 80s.
So it's the 90s.
Okay, cool.
Early
Interest has
90s.
peaked slightly. Yeah.
Some people went off and did something else afterwards. I'm pretty sure Gregor Fisher was in it before he did Rabsy Nesbitt.
I was going to say, it's like the Still Game and Rabs.
I'm pretty sure he did the Baldy Man on this.
Really? Oh, okay. The Baldy Man, that's a blast from the past.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I might be right. I can't remember.
So this is just random. We don't know what the sketch is going to be. We're going in dry.
It said something about Scottish people not liking English people.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's see where this goes. This is Absolutely, and we're going to see if the past can make us laugh. Let's hit the button.
You, English, out.
Fair enough. Fair play.
You see what you're sitting on there, pal? You know what you'd be sitting on if it wasn't for the Scots? Your arse. That's what you'd be sitting on.
Is that right?
Aye. It was Dougal. Dougal of up by in the 16th century, the first guy ever to sit in something other than just his arse. He invented the chair. Did.
Well, sure he did.
Aye, and then the English came up and stole the idea. And they went back south and said, "Oh, what about this then? This chair thing we've just invented." Well, they didn't. It was us. We invented it, just like every other bloody thing.
Well, that's very interesting.
Aye. See what you just done there? Aye. That's down to us too. Aye, that was Malcolm. Malcolm in the 17th century. First guy ever to do that, yeah. First nation of lip lickers us. The rest of the world would be going around with big dribbly lips if it wasn't for us. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know.
And you should have. Take an interest in your nation's achievements, pal. Hats, that's another thing. We were the first people ever to drop a bunnet right there. Fraser's of Glen Earth, the hat clan as they should be known. If it wasn't for the bastard English. The English, we even invented them. We did. We took all the people in our country who were poofs or perverts. Deviants, or bastards or girls, and we put them down and said, right, you can be the English. You just stay there and we'll come down and kick your ass every now and again.
Well, that's very interesting.
I'll tell you something else interesting. Ever been abroad? See what it's like? Notice that?
I haven't really thought.
It looks just like Scotland, right. You go to Canada, Scotland. New Zealand, you could be in Paisley. The last of the islands is just like the Isle of Egg without Bennett's Bar. The bastards even stole our idea for a countryside.
Yes.
Another thing. How many people, there's 5 million people in Scotland. Do you know how many people there are in the world of Scots descent?
I don't know.
40 billion. It's 40 billion.
Oh, there aren't 40 billion people in the world.
Says who? Says the English. Because they don't want everyone to know that we're everywhere, doing everything. Everything in the world's down to Scots, right? Dehydrated space food, a Scotsman. Bootlaces, drain pipes, dymo tea, us. Frogs! We even invented frogs, and soup, those twiddly fuddy little toggle buttons, the Olympic Games, curtains, shopping, the country code, the extra puffy pillow. Scotsman.
Yes, well, that's very interesting, Mr. McLaughlin, but we really must get down to business.
Okay.
Now, I'm afraid the board has decided that the West End just isn't ready for Whoops My Kilt.
What about Hoots Mon? Here comes Bonnie Prince Shuggy.
Afraid not.
Oh, bugger.
Weird turn.
Yeah. But no, I will say that does seem to, I don't want to stereotype, but it does seem to kind of perfectly encapsulate the Scottish malcontent with the English, I think. Is it fair to say?
Yeah, I don't think that's stereo. I mean, he's Scots.
No.
They are Scottish people. It was not an English person playing a Scotsman. That was a Scotsman.
No. Yeah, warranted.
Comment in the comment section from the real Matthew Early.
Hello, Matthew Early.
Baldy Man was naked video.
Okay.
Yeah, forgive. He's right.
Yeah. I don't know that. I didn't find that particularly funny. I felt it just a sledgehammer to my national identity. I felt
Too racist.
Wronged. It was too. Yeah, it was not good.
Isn't that interesting? Because usually in sometimes in these past ones, we realise that these English people are being racist towards people from different countries, and we don't agree with it. I wholeheartedly agreed with all of that. Racism towards the English people there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find anything particularly offensive about that. I think it's past my offensiveness filter. But it's at that point I then need to determine whether I found it funny, and it was okay. But like you said, it was a weird turn towards the end. I mean, why is he sending off these presumably scripts for West End shows? I didn't understand.
I think they didn't know how to finish the sketch. That's what it seemed like. Because I loved all of it up till then. The idea of great sketch. Yeah. Just who they sent down to be English.
Yeah.
Girls.
I liked. It does feel like that's a common thread in the discourse between English and Scots people. Like Scottish people do. I mean, quite rightly, I guess they did invent a lot of things. Like don't they claim
TV?
TV and
they don't claim, Stu. They did. John Logie Baird invented the television.
TV, like the phone. Don't claim some ownership of that.
That was that.
The internet, something like that. I think
yes, the internet.
All the good stuff. They claim some kind of I don't know. Sounds fishy to me.
Smart people, the Scots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why they put their porridge in their beer.
Well, they've come up with something clever. Another use for porridge.
It's taking the piss out of the Scots, not the English. Okay, that's
that is true.
Yeah, that's an yeah. Okay, I can see that. It's okay because yes,
it's clearly ridiculous.
It is, and they're taking the mick out of the fact that the Scots do lay claim to lots of things that might not necessarily be true,
and blame the English for everything.
Yes. Okay. In that sense, it is quite clever. Yeah. Fair play.
You forgive them.
Yeah, it's great sketch. Happy days. The Scots invented comedy. Clearly. That's all right. Are there any other? What were the big Scottish comedy shows? Because you got Nesbitt and you got Rabsy.
Naked Video, as Matthew put there.
That rings a bell. What is Naked
So
Video?
that was another Scottish sketch show.
I want to explore more Scottish comedy. So that's what I'm saying
what
to
we'll
you,
do.
Jimmy.
That's what we'll
go
do.
down that tangent next week.
Naked Video next week. Next week I'll bring some. The guys who did Still Game, they had a sketch show before that was very good. I'll bring some of that. I can't remember what it's called.
What?
And now I'm blue. Yeah. Well, I'll bring some more Scottish stuff next week. We'll change it to Can the Scots Make You Laugh?
I like it. Yeah. I'll promise to do another sting that I won't do. A tam o'shanty on something.
Do it with a
Hootsman.
Yeah, with some bagpipes playing.
Yeah. We'll do it. Probably won't do it, but we'll try.
Well, there you go, Stu. Did the past make you laugh?
A bit.
A little bit.
I know it's a cop-out answer.
That's fine.
Matt says the end is saying they're as much full of shit than any other country's artistic endeavour. Okay. Okay. This is quite deep then. Quite layered. Quite
Very deep.
Deep. Right. Okay. The real meat of the show is coming up now. An absolute bonanza of trailers that we've got to react to this week, Jimmy.
Yep.
Three of the buggers. Three
So
trailers
much.
to react to.
So much dropped.
I know. So much dropped this week. I think it's because it's Brazil Comic Con. I think that's where most of these have come from. Certainly,
Brazil
the last
Comic Con.
two. I know. I didn't know. I didn't know that existed, and B, I didn't expect. Probably quite wrongly. I didn't expect such big news to come out of it as such as these two trailers. But
I'd love to see. I'd love to see the cosplay from that.
Yes. But regardless, it is time for hot takes. Welcome to Hot Takes. We have a bonanza. Three trailers to react to this week. We shall release them sequentially throughout the week for you. Jimmy, do you know of any of these? Obviously, I guess you can't.
I've seen none.
Okay. Oh, fantastic, mate. Fantastic. So we're going to kick things off with a trailer that really caught my eye. I haven't watched it, but just the name of the film alone has piqued my interest.
Yep.
And that is Cocaine Bear.
This trailer has been going round group to group. I'm in a few WhatsApp groups, and it's popped up on all of them. I haven't watched it. I want to watch it. I'm excited to watch it.
Good boy. I also read this is based on a true story.
Yes, apparently so.
What?
Apparently so. It's basically Yogi Bear gone.
Yeah. Just
Gone.
Takes loads of cocaine, like I don't know, and just goes wild. But anyway, let's key up the trailer because I have been accused of rambling too much at the start of these reaction trailers. So.
Yeah. Not by me.
No.
I love your rambling.
No, I know, mate. But,
Rambling man.
Right, here we go. This is the trailer for Cocaine Bear. Let's check it out. Let's react. Let's give you our hot takes. Let's do this.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost.
Ray!
He's back!
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on
This is brilliant. I mean,
The bear, it fucking did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was far.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Oh, shit.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it, man.
Bear, speed up!
Higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
what can I say? That looks amazing. That looks to have the right blend of comedy, just ridiculous. Yes, plenty of bear, plenty of cocaine, all the great Ray Liotta's final cinematic performance, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing to know that he probably went out. He's going to go out on this. He's be so proud.
That was quite a trait.
Wow.
I mean, it looked great fun. It did look good fun, didn't it?
Slow motion, like John Woo, like action. The bear jumping into the ambulance. What's not to love on Cocaine Bear?
They could have come up with a better name, couldn't they?
Says exactly what you want.
You're right.
Cocaine.
Exactly. If you're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Trying to sell that
the
cocaine
title.
bear.
No, seriously, it's the title that got me to think. What got me to look at the trailer in the first place? So I think it's amazing marketing. But
you're right, and they just need a funny pun on the poster.
Yeah. Not sure. Trying to think of one, but can't.
Higher than your average bear. Something like that.
Yeah,
Not
pretty
smart,
good.
yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But no, that looked amazing. Coming out February, I think it said. Next year. So
that's a cinema trip for you and the boy.
Oh, amazing. But yeah, I'm trying to think what I would compare that to, like maybe a Snakes on the Plane or a Sharknado or something. You know, that kind of tongue in cheek.
I was thinking that. Yeah, it looks more. It looks like it had a higher budget, but in terms of the type of film it is, that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like it belongs on the Sci-Fi Channel, doesn't it?
Yeah, because there was bits when, if it was just, I thought it was just a bear going crazy at people, but there's bits where the bear's chasing a butterfly or scooting around on the floor.
Was it talking at one point, or was that just kind of how the audio was cut with the?
Yeah, I don't think it talked.
No, perhaps I should add that in, like a Yogi Bear type inner monologue.
So next year we've got Cocaine Bear and we've got the Winnie the Pooh horror film.
Yes, and what did I see the other day? It's coming out at Christmas. A Grinch horror film. I almost brought that to the table.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll save that for the Christmas special.
Yeah, but I think that's actually what I thought, to be fair. But yeah, a Grinch-based horror film.
Wow.
Which has so much potential.
Yeah. Oh, it's all go. It's all go.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah, go check it out. Let us know what you thought about Cocaine Bear in the comments below. It looks stunning to me. Stunning piece of cinema.
That certainly seems like a film we've got to review.
Bring it on. Right, up next, we have for you the first of the two big trailer hitters this week, I think. Now, do you want to go Guardians or do you want to go Indy 5?
Let's do Guardians because I want to save Indy.
Okay, we'll save Indy for last, for later in the week. We're going to look at the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer for you today.
Right.
Again, this came out along with the Indy trailer, I believe, from Brazil Comic-Con, which I didn't know was an event, but it is. And
do you think they filmed this? Because I haven't watched the Guardians Christmas special yet. Do you reckon they filmed this back to back with that because they had the cast? No, I haven't got around to watching it yet. I'm gonna watch it.
Oh,
tomorrow
I'm thinking of
night.
Median. Beg your pardon. Yeah.
Do you reckon they filmed this back to back because they had the cast?
It would make sense to, I think, wouldn't it? I think maybe.
Because this has been in talks for so long, Guardians 3, hasn't it? Guardians 2 came out so long ago.
Indeed, and the tone of the trailer makes it, and certainly some of the social media posts from James Gunn have said or alluded to the fact that this is going to be the end of the trilogy and the final one. Maybe it's the final one for James Gunn. I don't know, but I can't see them stopping making Guardians films. Surely.
I think a few of them had enough. Like, because James Gunn got fired, didn't he, at first? So this was completely off the books. He got fired for 10-year-old tweets, jokes. And old Dave Bautista was like, I'm not doing it if he's not involved. And I think a good few of them signed a petition saying they wouldn't do it unless he was involved. Then, of course, he went off to DC and then came back again.
Interesting. I know. I want to get into the trailer, but I just do want to raise this point, and not to spoil too much or to spoil anything from the Christmas special. But we was watching that, and Amanda said about Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. She said he looks tired, and he did. He looks really tired in that film. Got massive bags under his eyes. Like, he didn't look particularly interested to be there. So maybe there is some truth in that they just don't want to do anymore. I don't know, but certainly the tone of this trailer suggests that this could be the final one. So I have seen this trailer, so forgive me.
I will. He's getting a lot of work. He doesn't need to, does he? Keep doing these.
True. I mean,
they're all getting a lot of work, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Super Mario now, so I imagine that's going to spawn countless sequels.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana, she's getting stuff.
23 Avatar films to make.
Dave Bautista's getting things.
Bradley Cooper, he's always in everything.
Yeah, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, so they don't, like you say, they don't need to. No great desire for them to do these films. I guess the only thing keeping them there may be the pay packet, but who knows. But let's put that all to one side and let's just enjoy the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Let's do this.
We were gone for quite a while.
Let me just take the closed captions off. Sorry, that's going to annoy me. Let me rewind it.
We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians. Hello, we come in peace. Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude?
No!
Don't forget where we came from.
We have been running our whole lives.
Pete, I'm done running. We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever. That beautiful sky.
Kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
There we go, May 23. 23 is going to be a big year. Big year for movies.
I'm excited. I'm excited again. Do you know, before this, I was like, yeah, I'm sort of done with the Guardians. I'm happy if they do finish it. Now I watched that, I was like, oh, I forgot how good they are as a team and how good James Gunn is as a writer and how good their trailers are.
Yeah, the interesting thing I'm looking forward to in that film is how they deal with Gamora, because I can't remember where she just goes, doesn't she? At the end of Endgame, she kind of just disappears.
Yeah, she disappears.
So we don't know what's happened to her, and how they're going to kind of reintegrate that Gamora into the Guardians, and how that affects her relationship with Quill, etc. And them all, the collective, I guess. So that'd be interesting.
I think there's going to be some deaths.
It looks, there's some passionate scenes in there, isn't there? I think.
Yeah.
Some shit is going down. So.
And you've got Adam Warlock in there as well, played by Eyebrows. I can't remember the kid's name.
I do have the IMDb up. Would you like me to look?
Yeah, he was in a sketch show where it was all kids. But it was like a sketch show for adults with just kids. Yeah, it was really weird. He was a very good actor in it. And then he grew up and he was in like We Are the Millers and he was in Maze Runner. And
Will Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter. He was a very good actor back then. It was really weird. They played like adults in these sketches. It was a weird sketch show. Can't remember what it's called now. Something like Kids Just Want to Play with Adults or something.
Kids in Love? No, that's a film.
No.
Was it a TV show, was it?
Yeah. But he was an odd-looking kid.
Oh, was he? He was one of the kids in Son of Rambo.
Yeah, he was in Son of Rambo, yeah.
School of Comedy,
that was it. Yeah, so he's a bloody good actor, and he's beefed out, and he's looking good as Adam Warlock. I think that's good. Yep. I'm excited about that, Stu. That looked great. Lovely choice of song as well, and colour. The Guardians films are always very vibrant, aren't they, and colourful.
Yeah. And I think, the Marvel films have got quite comedic, haven't they? And I think that's Spurns? Spurns? Is that the right word? I think it originated from...
It's been spurned.
Spurned, thank you. I think that was spurned from the success of the first Guardians film, which I think was uniquely, at the time, quite a funny film.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of that comedy has kind of been filtering through into the other Marvel franchises, but I think the Guardians films have done it the best.
Yeah,
because it suits the characters and Drax and such. And
the first Guardians film absolutely blew me away. It was like I didn't know what to expect, because it wasn't Captain America or Iron Man. It was these characters that I didn't really know. And you're like, okay, look, it's a Marvel world, Marvel universe. We're going to give it a go. Me and the wife watched it. Me and the wife are big 80s fans.
Yeah.
And they had all the 80s music. And we were just like, my God, this is incredible. I fell in love with all the characters. And I was like, this is in one of my top 10 films of all time. Like, this is incredible. The second one I really enjoyed as well. Not as good as the first, but I still really enjoyed. And I'm really hoping they go out on a big bang here, because... That looked a cracker.
It did. Again, coming out in 2023, so look out for that in the wide pantheon of MCU stuff that's going to be coming out next year, no doubt. There we go. That was our reaction to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. Next up, we've got, I think, my most anticipated trailer. Oh, nice, Jimmy. Got your... Okay.
Sorry, Stu, I knew you were going to next reaction, but that is, my wife got me this, and I cannot say how awesome this is. Bottle opener in obviously the Starship Enterprise.
Very nice. And let's see it in action. Look at that. That's a good action.
Awful. Nope. It's perfect.
Oh, fantastic.
Right. Sorry, what are we reacting now? Sorry, Stu.
No, it's fine. We've got the Indiana Jones 5 trailer for you. Again, from Brazil Comic Con. Indiana Jones, Jimmy, and the Dial of Destiny. How do we think about that name? That sounds
awful.
Shit.
Sounds like a Tintin comic.
It does. The Dial of Destiny. What the... He's got to travel several countries just to turn a knob.
The egg timer of excellence.
Yeah, the Dial of Destiny it's not a Temple of Doom, is it? That's a title.
Yes.
The Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's a title. The Last Crusade is a good title. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Not so much, but I think that's better than Dial of Destiny.
The Dial of Destiny. That sounds like an old computer game or something, doesn't it? Like Prince of Persia and the Dial of Destiny or something.
Regardless of the name.
Dial.
D-I-A-L. Dial of Destiny. Yep.
A dial isn't a dial of.
It's a knob.
I suppose a sundial. Yeah, but that's what comes to my mind. Yeah, a dial is more something on like a cooker.
He's got to turn the cooker up to high.
Is he going to burn his meal for one?
Yeah, maybe. He's 80 years old. I couldn't believe that when I read that. Harrison Ford is 80 and he's still being, well, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how old he would have. Probably was 78, 79 when he filmed this.
Stoned, breaking his leg left, right, and centre. But miserable as sin.
Regardless, let's take a look at the trailer. This is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I'm excited.
Turn it up to 11, Indy.
Nice.
I miss the desert.
Sail up. Nice. That was his voice, wasn't it?
I miss the sea.
Yeah.
Gimli.
Yeah. Asps. Very dangerous. You go
I
first.
miss waking up every morning.
Nazis.
Wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Yes.
Perhaps not.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things. Things I can't explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. It's how hard you believe it.
Yeah.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
related.
Get back.
How's he dodging bullets at 80 years old?
Who cares? I'm in.
Now, let me get rid of that. That looked good and concerning at the same time for me.
Go.
Good because, I mean, you got horses, Indy on the back of horses, great action, some nice de-aging on Harrison Ford.
I was going to say that, some really good de-aging, yeah.
Got Nazis. It looks like everything you want from a indie film.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex Turner in the chat, can't bloody wait for that. Yeah, I'm with you. I think, but they just look like a lot of Waller in there going adventuring with Indy.
Do you know what though? She was great in Fleabag.
Yeah,
I know
true.
she was annoying in the Han Solo movie, but in Fleabag she was bloody good. She's a smart girl. She's a good actor. As long as they keep her, don't just have her as the comedy, larring English woman. Like, have her good. I thought she looked good in that. I wasn't. For some reason in my head, I thought Miranda from Miranda was going to be in it. Because she's like a young Miranda. Imagine that. Imagine if it was Miranda running around. So be thankful for small...
that is true. Very true. Mercies. Yeah.
Things.
Or large mercies in her case.
Mercies, yes. Indy! Imagine that. Indy! Oh, you're getting me all hot under the vagina.
Yeah. Pratt falling over, I don't know, into a plane propeller or something.
Your whip's so big. Another comment from the comment section from Alex Turner.
Yeah, I agree. Indy, that's a series I think we've all grown up with. So it does hold a special place in our hearts, the likes that Star Wars holds for me anyway. So that's what made Crystal Skull so disappointing, and I haven't seen that since I saw it at the cinema. So I haven't been able to reevaluate that, but I don't wish to see it. But
That's still disappointing.
This looks like it's doing a better job of being an indie film than that did.
Well, the big issue with that really was the aliens, wasn't it? Like, indie's always been about mythical stuff.
Yeah.
Biblical and that's why the only bit that concerned me in that was when he said, I don't believe in magic.
Yeah, it's a bit
like,
weird,
what?
isn't it? Why not?
But then he said, but there's
People's
things I've
basement.
seen. Yeah, I know, right? He's seen the Ark of the Covenant. What the fuck is that? But then he said, but I've seen things. And you're like, oh, okay. So it doesn't matter if you believe it, it's how hard you believe it. Some shitty script. But I'm excited about that. Do you know, I enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when I watched it in the cinema. It was only sort of when afterwards you sort of go, well, that was shit. But I enjoyed lots of it. I enjoy Harrison Ford as Indy. And I quite enjoyed Shia LaBeouf in the that. I thought it was quite good fun.
I wonder how they're going to deal with that in this film. Like, are they just going to ignore Mutt? Oh, she wasn't in it.
Mud.
It's
Isn't
Mutt.
it Mud?
I'm sure it's Mutt.
I thought it was Mud. Either way, it's a terrible name.
Yeah, either way, it's shit.
Is Short Round
potato
in it?
potato. Short Round should be in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
acting
Tommy
again
O'Neill.
short round, isn't he?
Is he really? Wow. Did not
Yeah,
know.
he was just in that film with Michelle Yeoh, the big sci-fi one.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
well,
in-
the time travel one.
Yeah, he's had like a resurgence in his acting
That's
career.
good. He had some iconic roles, didn't he, as a kid? So that's good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
So,
Yeah, I mean, pumped for everything but the name for me.
Dial.
If that's the MacGuffin, they're going to. I don't know what. Could
I'm
it be?
guessing it's a sundial.
Hmm.
Because they're old.
Dial
Sundials are old.
Yeah, true.
But
We'll have to wait and see, I guess, on that one.
But dial is such an iconic word for a TV, isn't it? Don't touch that dial. It's so. It's the wrong word to use.
Yeah, it doesn't evoke the same kind of images as like I say, the Temple of Doom or whatever it may be. The Last Crusade. Yeah, it doesn't have that same oomph about it, certainly. But we we'll all go and watch it. Let's be honest.
That's going to be a cinema film for me. That is. It may be Guardians as well. I think they will be. I might try and get the wife to go to them because you got to see how often do the indie films come out?
Yeah,
that's got to be.
It's an event, isn't it? It's an event. So there we go. They were our hot takes for this week. We hope you've enjoyed them. Same time next week. Right, there we go. Okay, let's return to our regular programming. And Jimmy, a new kind of segment for us this week that I've birthed, like a little
egg.
I don't know. Yeah, birthed the egg of an idea. We often have shows or films, these event pieces that come out that I think deserve a bit more of our time and a bit more discussion than just a glossing over them in the Week in Geek. So I thought what we'll do, starting with Wednesday, which released, I think, over the last week to 10 days, I think, on Netflix.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it along with our audience, hopefully, and kind of discuss it in bite-sized chunks each week, and just give it a bit more depth and give it the depth it deserves. I was trying to think of another word. Attention.
Time.
I was
dial.
Yeah, I was desperately trying to think of another word, but it just wasn't coming. But anyway, this is what I've coined. Apologies, Jimmy, for just going with this idea.
It's fine. Do what you want, mate. It's your show.
But this is what we're calling, if I can just tee up the video, In Focus. Well, good name. In Focus. In Focus. In Focus. In Focus. Are we in focus? We're in focus. There we go. I'm not sure I'm going with the wooden motif. I was trying to think, right, we're looking at something in depth, investigative reporters almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought, well, they have a desk, don't they? Wooden.
Yeah, I like lots of things about this.
Good. Nice. Well, thank you. But anyway, right, let's get beyond the aesthetics of the segment, and let's kind of discuss. We're going to be focused on Wednesday, episodes 1 and 2 this week. I think we'll take it. I chose 2 episode chunks because I only had time to watch 2 episodes. To be honest, I know Jimmy, you've blasted through it, haven't you?
Yeah, for once, me and the wife have actually rinsed the show because usually we start and then we stop, don't we? But we've done it.
You do, which to me kind of suggests where you're sitting with this show in terms of quality. I don't know, I could be wrong there, but I guess that's probably a discussion we'll have come once we've watched all the episodes, as it were. But certainly, I wanted to take a more focused look at episodes 1 and 2. What happens, our thoughts on each episode. And kind of just go from there.
Yeah. Well, remind me, Stu, what happened in episode 1 and 2?
Well, so happens you say that. I do have the episode listings on IMDb, so I'm just going to open those up for my own thought processes. Yeah. So episode 1 was entitled Wednesday's Child is Full of Woe. And And that alludes to a nice point in I think it was in this first episode where they bring up why Wednesday is called Wednesday, and I'd never even thought of that.
No, me neither.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia states, well, it's from her favourite. What is that? Is that a poem? No,
it's a sort of poem, isn't it?
Is it
Monday's
poem?
Child. Yeah.
Monday's child is blah blah blah. Wednesday's child is full of woe. So that's why she was called Woe, because it was Morticia's favourite poem.
Well, she's called Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll say it's a poem just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
But the episode itself starts off crackingly. We kind of the episode starts at what's the name of the school?
Nevermore.
No, the first school that Wednesday was at, Nancy Reagan High School. And Wednesday is a student at Nancy Reagan High School.
I didn't notice it was called Nancy Reagan High School.
And there's a statue of Nancy Reagan there. Very 80s, very kind of un-Wednesday like, really, isn't it? Very kind of conformist. I liked that. And we get a scene where Pugsley's being bullied. Wednesday finds out, and she goes to. They kind of then drip in this concept where Wednesday can touch people, and she then has visions of.
Does that happen there?
It does. Yeah, she touches Pugsley, and she sees what happened to Pugsley.
Yes, they've given her the gift of
the gab
sight, haven't they? She
sight beyond sight.
Lino. She has visions.
But it's weird because in some of the visions are like foretelling what's going to happen to someone, and like in this one, it's looking back at what has happened.
Yeah, it's both.
From what I remember, that's the only instance. I mean, there may be more where she can see what has happened.
No, it carries on throughout.
Okay.
Forward and back.
Right.
They're visions that are going to be useful.
Yeah. So
for the story.
Yeah. They kind of introduce that aspect that Wednesday does have this kind of mental ability to see events that have occurred or will occur, and she sees the attackers that kind of shoved Pugsley into his locker and shoved an apple in his mouth, like a pig on a spit. They call him Pigsley, don't they? The bullies, that is. So to seek her revenge, Wednesday puts a load of piranhas into the school pool where I think they're like a water polo team are practicing, and these are the bullies that did something to Pigsley, and he gets his testicle bitten off by a piranha, one of the lead bullies, and we find out that is what leads Wednesday to be expelled from Nancy Reagan High School. It'll be full spoilers, by the way, I should say, if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
And she ends up being enrolled by her parents into Nevermore. Is it Nevermore Academy, or is it just called Nevermore?
Nevermore Academy.
Thank you, Jimmy. And
so this is the school for outcasts.
Yes, which I like. I liked that idea. School for outcasts.
Very Harry Potter-esque.
Yeah, it is very Harry Potter, and there's a few Harry Potter elements that kind of go throughout the whole. Certainly, 2 episodes I've watched so far. This is the school that Morticia and Gomez went to and where they fell in love. Morticia has a reputation at the school as being someone quite successful and leading lots of societies and clubs and such. She was quite a big noise in the Evermore Academy scene. So Wednesday's kind of then introduced to her housemate, who she has to share a dorm with, who is a werewolf, I believe, but she's not quite a full werewolf. She can't transition into a full werewolf yet.
She's just got fingernails.
She does. And we're introduced to various cliques around the school. Cliques, I should say. So you've got werewolves, sirens, vampires, stoners.
Stoners.
Yeah.
Which are... Do you know what they are yet?
No, I don't know. I just assumed they were people who get stoned.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, they like golems or something. That'd be awesome.
Don't you see one of their bit of hair?
He had a snake, didn't he?
He had a snake. So what is that?
Oh, like a Medusa type thing.
So what are they called? Stoners?
Ah, like Greek gods or something.
They're gorgons.
Gorgons.
So you get turned to stone if you look at
of course you do. Oh, that's great. Okay, I thought they just liked weed. To be honest.
That's what I first thought. And now I saw the snake. I was like,
makes sense. That's great.
They turn people to stone.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I liked that aspect of the show,
Making it more magical, making the Addams family more magical.
Yeah. I liked. Do you know? I think I like the theme. I was enjoying the most from these two episodes. Really, is the theme of an outcast within a group of outcasts. I thought that was, and I think they used that term in the second episode maybe. But yeah, outcasts within a group of outcasts is quite an interesting concept. I think. How does Wednesday, or there's a few other characters that you can see as outcasts? How do they integrate, and what their relationships with each other, and how they fit in or don't fit in, as it were? That I thought that was quite an interesting concept, because in the original Addams Family sitcoms and films and such, yes, the Addamses are outcasts, but they're outcasts amongst the norms. It's interesting to see them as outcasts amongst almost their own. So I thought that was an interesting theme throughout the two episodes as a whole. I feel like I'm talking for England, so
no, it's fine. I'm enjoying.
Do chip in if you've. Yeah. What else happens in that first episode? Should we get introduced to the school and
we meet the headmistress?
We do,
played by Gwendolyn Christie.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Famous for Game of Thrones.
Indeed.
And the Sandman she was in.
We get introduced to Christina Ricci's character, who is the dormer mistress or something like that.
Yeah.
She's like a figurehead within Wednesday's dorm, which I thought was quite nice, having the original, the cinematic Wednesday play that role. Directed by Tim Burton, both of these episodes, incidentally. Does he do them all?
I don't know. I know some are written by different people.
Okay, yeah. He certainly directed these first two episodes that I watched, like I say. So you're introduced to Gwendolyn Christie and Christina Ricci's characters. Christina Ricci is also a teacher of carnivorous plant studies, or whatever
Plants,
that term may be. Yeah. So I thought that was very Harry Potter. When you had Emma Thompson playing that crazy herbology teacher, I thought that was
divination was Emma Thompson.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that first episode. Had the focus more on the theme of the outsider within a group of outsiders.
You find out she's been expelled from like 9 schools in 7 years or something like that, isn't it? So that's why they don't, because even though they're vampires and werewolves and things, they're not all evil people. They're just these creatures. Went a bit blurry there. But she is trouble. She has issues, doesn't she? She is, and she's a very different. It's what I said to my wife. She's a different Wednesday to what we had with Christina Ricci in the films. She's because I was waiting in the first couple of episodes. I was waiting for her to get likable. She's quite like a snotty teenager, isn't she?
She is played by Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, she's great. Does a great job.
Yeah, great. I get what you're saying. I haven't. She treats everyone with disdain, really, doesn't she? She isn't very likable. I think you're right there. That's certainly what comes across in these first two episodes. You certainly don't warm to her. But
she's nasty to her mum, isn't she?
She is, and I thought that relationship is quite interesting. She doesn't want to be anything like Morticia. She doesn't want to kind of end up being her mother. She seems quite ashamed of being an Addams in this.
Yeah. So and look, I'll be honest. There is growth in the character as the show goes on. So it's probably good to hear.
That is good to hear.
But it was like I didn't like her when she first turns up, and she's just not very nice to people. And then she goes into the fencing class, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
And she has a sword fight with the bully.
Bianca, no, hang on. Yeah, Bianca Barkley.
Who is a siren.
Yeah, she's like the queen bee, they call her, don't they? She's like the head honcho of the school.
Yeah, and for me, I was like, well, don't just go and mouth off to the queen bee. But my wife said, but she's sticking up for it was a lad, wasn't it, who just got taken down.
Yeah. Oh God, what's his name? Because he was the main protagonist, wasn't he? He certainly was in the second episode. Oh God, what is his name? Not Morgan, is it?
The guy with the long hair, is it?
Yeah.
It's like Barkley or Fraser or Barry. Yeah. I can't remember, but I was glad she didn't win that sword fight. I was glad she got cut because it's quite tricky because you need her not to be perfect, even though she's very good at lots of different things. Like they are. The Addams are strangely good at sword fighting and gymnastics and all of that sort of stuff. They are just really good at it. But you need her to, not be perfect because you need her to overcome things. So I was glad that she lost that sword fight and got her face cut by the queen bee.
Is it Rowan?
No. Rowan is the kid with the glasses and the...
I thought that was the one that she saved.
Yes, that is the one she saved. It was Rowan. Yeah,
Rowan.
So the kid with asthma.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Wednesday introduces herself to the students in the school, really, doesn't she? With that one action where she challenges, I forget her name now already. The siren, the queen bee, to that fencing match, and I thought it was quite funny. She says, "I want to challenge you to military rules, no masks, and no what were they called? Pointers or something."
Yeah, like a blunt to the sword.
Yeah. So they were going full sword on sword action.
Yeah, and the teacher went,
"Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Go for it."
Yeah, happy days. What I can't remember what kind of happened towards the end of that first episode though.
We'll move on to episode 2 because things I'm sure will come back to.
They were okay. And for me, I do want to wrap it up with there was a distinction between the first and second episodes for me in quality, but I'll summarize that at the end. But in the second episode, we are kind of introduced to, I forget the character's name already, Rowan. Well, Rowan's character, I'm trying to think I'm trying to remember what happened.
So Rowan, I don't want to jump ahead. That's my problem because I've seen them all.
I know. I'm thinking.
Is there a bit of a is there like a fair? Is there like a pilgrim fair? Because
there is.
They're in a town.
I know. It's the Po Cup and it's the fair. It's the Harvest Festival, isn't it?
Yeah, they're in a town that's like famous for witch hunters, aren't they? Or pilgrims, basically.
Pilgrims. Yeah.
Religious nuts who don't necessarily like Nevermore as an academy being close to them.
Yeah, Nevermore students are notoriously frowned upon whenever they go into the residing town, like you say,
of Jericho.
Yes, of Jericho. Thank you, Jimmy.
Now, there's a bit of an event, isn't there, going to happen? And she beats up 3 boys at one point, doesn't she?
She does. She's Wednesday. Part of Wednesday's agreement for attending Evermore Academy. Nevermore Academy is the fact she has to attend counselling twice a week.
Yes.
And in the first session she goes along with Gwendolyn Christie, who's there to kind of make sure she goes. Wednesday does end up just playing hooky and escaping out of a bathroom window and kind of walks around Jericho looking for an escape route. She ends up in a local cafe where she gets chatting to a barista who's the son of the local sheriff. The local sheriff doesn't like Gomez. He's accusing Gomez of being a murderer, and there's these lots of little kind of story threads that they're chucking out there. These little mysterious,
they do chuck a lot in.
These mysterious threads that you hope pay off in the future. I don't know if they do. You probably will know more than that. But so she strikes up this relationship with the barista. I don't know his name for now, but I'm sure I will learn that going forward.
Yeah, I can't remember it now.
So they like I say, she fixes the coffee making machine for him, and she tries to get him to drive her to. I don't know where she's trying to go. I think she's just trying to get out of the school. I think she just wants to leave. She doesn't like it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the environment or being forced to counselling. I think she finds the whole atmosphere quite oppressive and just something she doesn't want to do. So she's trying to look for an escape route, if you like. But
she wants to live to a train station, I think, isn't it?
I think that's right. Yeah. After all this happens, I think she sits in the cafe and she's accosted by three guys dressed as pilgrims. I think they're local youths, not yokels. They're local youths dressed as pilgrims. They work at Pilgrim Land. I'm not sure if I've seen Pilgrim Land, but it feels like it's like I don't know, some kind of attraction near Jericho where they celebrate pilgrims and.
It's like a place where when you're a kid and you go to like a Victorian house and it's all like the past,
like Colne Valley Railway.
yes, exactly like that.
But Wednesday, they accost Wednesday for being a freak and such, the typical things that you would throw out to a kid who looks different to what you look, and she duffs them up with some expert kung fu moves.
And that bit threw me a bit as well, because she's tiny and she did them all, but she did them in a believable way, I guess. Like, and again, she's mysterious and spooky.
Yes.
They can do things, the Addams, that normal people can't. They can.
I want to know who teaches
survive,
because Gomez is quite stout. He doesn't look very athletic. So.
Oh no, he is. He's still sword fighty.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he taught
okay.
He taught her these things.
Nice. The overarching kind of plot point throughout the second episode is the Poe Cup, which is a canoeing competition held every year at Nevermore Academy. You've got various kind of are they houses almost? So you got the Black Cats, which is who Wednesday and her roommate are a part of.
Yes, there's the Jokers.
Yeah, the Jokers.
The
the Sirens. Was that a thing? Was that
they were in like I can't remember. And there was another one, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember the other one. But it's quite a well filmed tense race between everyone. They had to go up and grab a.
It was very Harry Potter, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It felt like the Goblet of Fire a bit, didn't it?
Yes, very much so. Stu, you just got to give me 1 minute. Keep talking.
Yes, no problem. I'll keep talking. So it ends up that the Black Cats win the competition from the the evil Siren team. That was quite a nice kind of framing aspect from that episode. But what I didn't particularly enjoy, they started feeding into the second episode, was like what I guess is going to be the grand narrative for the whole series, and that's this aspect of there seems to be this prophetic event that will take place at Nevermore Academy, where Wednesday is supposed to do some kind of something horrendous that destroys the school itself. And what I don't want to get into the weeds of that too much, but what I didn't particularly understand is, Wednesday is all about saying, "Oh, I love to do terrible things." I love to do terrible things. I love to torture my brother. I love to do all these terrible things, and this, that, and the other. All these kind of really bad things. I didn't want to say things again, but I'm going to have to say things again. But she then draws the line at doing this even terribler thing by potentially being this prophetic person that destroys the school. But that's I didn't really understand that narrative point. Like, why is she so averse to doing that? But she's happy to like torture her brother and do these other terrible things and say she enjoys doing terrible things. I couldn't really get past that, but it's just a minor niggling point for me. I just found it weird that she has a bit of a moral compass. I don't know. Perhaps I don't know if I'm looking into that too much, or
it's a different type of Addams Family, isn't it, to the films? You have to completely separate it from the films, because their relationship as a family is different. Like Catherine Zeta-Jones shows a lot more emotion than Angelica Houston ever did. Like Angelica Houston, it was just all very, even when she was really happy, there was nothing really, when she was like, there was just not a lot there really. It was so held back, which was brilliant. But that's not to take away from what Catherine Zeta-Jones does. I think she's great as well, but they're trying to show a more emotional family connection with them all and a bond, and their moral compasses, because like they were potentially murderers in the film, weren't they? The Addams Family, they baked a woman in a cake for the stag do, and they're like, c'est la vie, Whereas in this, you don't know where things lie. So you have to sort of forget all that and try and think that actually some of it with Wednesday is probably a bit of an act. Some of the things she says, like,
I do wonder. That's an excellent point, Jim. I do wonder if I'm letting like my other aspects of the Addams Family in media kind of seep into how I'm interpreting this version of the Addams Family and Wednesday in particular. That is interesting. I hadn't considered that, but it probably is quite true. How did you feel about a lot of the like grander narrative stuff that they started throwing in at the second episode? You got like the mysterious murders taking place, and the Wednesday potentially had been involved in this big cataclysmic event and trying to find out that there's this mysterious schoolhouse. I use schoolhouse in terms of society. That's the word I should use. School society that she's trying to investigate. Her like trying to almost like investigating this. I don't know, it's almost like Indiana Jones, like kind of just looking at these clues and like going into dusty rooms and looking at books and stuff. How did you feel about that? I wasn't a massive fan of that stuff at the moment, but I'm hoping it kind of pays off a bit. And I don't know.
The whole I liked it, and it is like that. It is like young detective girl. That is what the show is like through the whole thing.
Yeah, very much. I wasn't expecting that at all.
No, and I guess like what else were you gonna do? So it's like Harry Potter. He does detective work, don't they? That's what they do in that. It's very similar to that. Whereas, or she's just at school and it's like Mean Girls or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you've got to give her something to do, and I guess she's a sort of. It's like a young adult's thriller sort of thing, isn't it? It's like my dad just has been watching it, and I said, "Oh, do you enjoy it?" He went, "It's for kids, isn't it?" And I went, "Well," and he went, "Well, teenagers." I went, "Yeah, probably. It's probably that more sort of Buffy the Vampire Slayer."
Yeah, very much so.
Which can be teenagers, but also adults who like that.
It's also very Sabrina, I think. That Netflix show they did.
It's that sort of thing, but just a bit more violent.
I'll try and wrap up a few thoughts now, I think, and we'll continue this conversation next week when we look at episodes 3 and 4. Because I see John Simmons is in the chat, and I want to talk about John in a minute. So keep plopping, John. I'll get to you, promise. For me, there was two distinct thoughts with these two episodes. First episode I enjoyed much much more than the second one, and I think it's because I enjoyed that aspect of the fish out of water within this school of misfits. I like that, and like the interpersonal relationship she has and how she kind of is going to negotiate through school. I enjoyed less the the Nancy Drew stuff.
Yes.
That she was doing. So I hope they do kind of get that balance a bit better for me, but that's just my personal opinion. Other people may enjoy the investigatory stuff a lot more, but yeah, it's I'll continue to watch it. So it's been successful on that score. So yeah, it's so far so good for me. So far so good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it all, and it kept me wanting to find out more.
Yeah,
that's what I think the detective stuff does well. It keeps you guessing.
Good point. Yeah.
It
draws you in,
back.
I guess, and keeps you wanting to watch it.
Mm.
So there we go. That was our first In Focus. Looking at the first 2 episodes of Wednesday. More of this same time next week. So join us for that. If you want to watch along, then do watch episodes 3 and 4, and we'll talk about it next week. There we go. Right. I want to talk about the lovely John Simmons, who's having a plop live as we speak. And we've got some good news for John. In fact, let's transition to the Week in Geek, where we can talk about a lot of the news stories. So let's do just that. Here we go. The Week in Geek, Jimmy. It's going to be quite light because we've had 3 trailers. We've had the In Focus. So going to keep it quite light with the news stories. We wanted to talk about John. Lovely.
This is big news from within our camp, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's massive.
This is huge. One of us. This is one of our viewers, regular contributor to Ren Trek. He obviously does the filming, but he's got a big channel of his own, which is John Simmons Scale Modeler. That's not what it's called, but what is it called?
That is called that. John Simmons Scale Modeling. I'm sure that's what.
Oh yeah, John Simmons Scale Modeling. Yeah, I always say modeler. He is one of the best modelers in the world.
Yeah,
this guy.
Very talented boy is our John Simmons.
He had an absolute dream come true over the last week, where in the show Andor, we won't talk about Andor because Stu hasn't watched it all yet, and we don't want any spoilers. But there is a ship in it, and a long time ago, John was asked for one of his models to be stored at Pinewood Studios, and he wasn't allowed to tell anyone about it. They're very, very secretive up there. So John didn't know what was going to happen. And they have a thing called the War Room, where they keep models. So when they're discussing what ships could come into what scene, they can go and look at the models and whatnot. And John found out the other day, was it this week? I think it was, wasn't it? When I messaged you? Was it last? 24th of November.
Yeah, 24th.
That his model was used as reference for one of the spaceships in the Andor show. So not like the whole Y-wing, like I think it's like the back of the Y-wing. It was used for reference. They didn't scan it and use it, but it's used for reference. It's quite confusing. But this thing that John created and painted was used for reference in a Star Wars TV show. And I mean, you can read there how absolute made up John was, and quite rightly so, because he's been working on models for years now. He's always been a fantastic artist, but he's truly become one of the best model painters in the world. He not even exaggerating there. And this was the model. This was the model that was used.
It's tremendous stuff. You know, very, very talented individual is John. The fact that that he's made something that's become like Star Wars canon now at that point, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, that's the reference point. That is what a Y-wing will look like in Andor, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's he's been trying to do this for a long time, and obviously he's a massive Star Wars fan. He's bigger than I am, and you've got to give absolute credit to him that his talent has been recognised by the best. It's at Pinewood, it's Star Wars, it's the best, and they've.
Is that John's personal collection, or is that the War Room we're talking about?
That's John's personal collection. Yeah, that ship in the background is one that someone else painted, and me and John had to go and pick up. It's a
yes, I saw the video. Yes, saw that. Yeah.
This is in John's workshop where he does his painting and whatnot, and build. He builds these models from often from kits, but
that's the case.
No, but sometimes people send him things and he can paint them as well. But sometimes he builds them from model kits. Sometimes they're built from scratch, where it's all models of other things, and he builds them all together. It's quite incredible.
That's the aspect that I find fascinating, is the fact that you can like Frankenstein's monster cobble together an amazing model from pieces from other models, like little cast off some other models and bits and pieces, and just
which is what they did.
Yeah.
When they did Star Wars models, they made them from all different parts of different kits. And that's when they do these scratch builds. There's John at Pinewood there. Yeah. So you can see how long ago he took it, because he had to wear a mask. That's how long ago he took that ship to Pinewood. But there you go. One of us
being successful. Well done, John. He does, like we say, he does have a YouTube channel. John Simmons Scale Modelling. I'm assuming he's got a vanity URL. I'm assuming if you type in John Simmons Scale Modelling, that's what comes out. I'm sure he would have changed that. If not, you need to get that changed, John. But go check him out. Go give him a sub. He does some great videos on there, just going through the model making process. So yeah, go check it out. Well done, John. That deserves one of those. And dare I say,
oh God, not
an
them.
air horn. Yeah, an air horn for John. Well done, John. There we go. That's some good news, isn't it? It's nice to have a bit of. There's so much shit news about at the moment that to have one of your own doing so well is great. It's great. Thank you for bringing that, Jimmy, to the table. That's good news story for the week.
John brought it. John asked me to do it. That's a joke.
No, I know. Thanks for bringing that. Thank you. Let's talk the World Cup, because we had our magnificent spinning wheel of
Destiny. Dial of Destiny we had, didn't we?
It was a dial of destiny. Holy shit. Yes, it really was, wasn't it? We were trying and come up with, or trying to remember who the hell picked what, and it's proving quite difficult to remember.
No, they're all up. They're all here. They're all here.
Okay. I know I got Croatia. You got Canada.
Colin Doolan.
Yeah.
Got the home nation, didn't he? Didn't he get Qatar?
Qatar, I believe he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Lee Blackburn got USA.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Turner got Wales.
Who got Argentina?
No, Colin got Argentina.
Doolan got Argentina, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes, it was. I think it was just Joe got Qatar.
Yes, that's right. His very last pick was just Joe. We forced him to pick, and he got the worst team in the tournament so far. So sorry, Joe.
And Alex Turner got Wales. I think that was it.
Yeah.
And the winner of this competition was going to be known as Lord or Lady, their name.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Did we actually come up with the duration of that challenge or that reward?
I think it was January and February, weeks? Something like that. Yeah,
as much as that.
Well, you said end of the year, and that would have been like
2 weeks.
Nothing. So I think we said January and February. So just when they're in the comments, we have to refer to them as Lord or Lady.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we'll do that. But I just wanted to talk about the World Cup, because we're what? Are we a week? 2 weeks? No, a week?
I don't know.
How long has it been going? But it's been incredible stuff.
Has it?
I think so. Have you watched much of it? It sounds like
none.
Not even the England games.
No, and you think that I would, but I've just been very busy.
I will say that. I mean, I haven't watched as much as I would a normal World Cup, and I think that is because it's the wrong time of year for it. You've got the traditional massive amounts of TV that comes out at this time of year.
It's Christmas time. Is it? Exactly. It's not usually on bloody Christmas time, is it?
No, it's in the summer. When there's nothing on and nothing to do. It's the summer holidays.
Yes, that's why. That's why I haven't been watching it. Usually, I might be in a pub or something in the sun watching it.
I think that's fair enough. I think a lot of people might be like that. There's things to watch and video games to play. It's too much stuff going on, Jimmy.
Christmas films.
There's been some crazy results so far, like teams being knocked out that shouldn't be knocked out at this stage, and it's just been, you can have your arguments about, the rights and wrongs about staging it in Qatar, and if with their beliefs and poor human rights records and such. Those arguments have been had. Hopefully we'll see change going forward, but I fear we probably won't. But if we're talking about it as a football spectacle, it's been quite entertaining, to be fair, and I think that's because of the amount of shocks we've had so far.
Yep.
And let's just run through the groups and look at the knockout stages to come. So Group A, Holland and Senegal have gone through.
Qatar did well.
Yeah, Qatar as the hosts. I think I called them Qatar there. Qatar played 3, lost 3, so they were the whipping boys. I think that's the worst.
Don't call them that.
Oh no, that's
they wouldn't appreciate that. No. They're called whipping boys.
They are the worst a host nation has performed at World Cup ever. So that tells you all you need to know. Let's get into Group B, which is England's group. England topped the group. Cracking win against Iran to kick things off. Got a 0-0 ball draw against the US. And then we beat the Welsh 3-0.
Yeah, unbelievable.
On Tuesday. Yeah. Which sets up a next round fixture against Senegal.
So Wales out?
Wales are out. Yep, they finished bottom of the group.
Wow.
England and the US went through.
So just Joe and Alex Turner are out.
Mm-hmm. Group C, Argentina and Poland have gone through. Saudi Arabia picked up a shock win against Argentina, but Argentina kind of pulled things together and topped the group at the end. I think Poland going through is a bit of a shock. I would have expected maybe Mexico to. I think it was always going to be tight, and as you can see, the points played out. I think it was goal difference that decided the fate of that group in the end. Who went through in second? Group D, France and Australia are through. Denmark, that's such a shock. They were semi-finalists in the European Championships last summer. So you'd expect them to have gone through in second place. France are the holders. Sorry, Jim.
I saw some of Tunisia versus France at the Barbers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And France scored in the 98th minute to make it 1-1, and then it was disallowed. That was quite interesting. I didn't know Tunisia were out anyway. I thought, oh wow, it was quite a moment.
Yeah, that was quite funny, that moment, wasn't it, to see the France goal disallowed?
Yeah, it's nice.
So yeah, Australia, the shock package in Group D, really going through there in second place. Group E, Japan and Spain. Japan have been on fire. They've beat Spain. They beat both Spain and Germany.
Wow.
And lost to Costa Rica. It's very up and down. But yeah, Germany are out. Germany have not gone through.
Germany are out. Oh. Yeah.
Japan and Spain have gone through from that group. That's a big shock, because the Germans are the Germans, aren't they? They're always going to be there or thereabouts. But they're out.
My Carl Meyer, regular listener of the show, will not be happy.
No. Group F. Yes, this is
mine and your group.
It is. Morocco and Croatia have gone through. Again, Belgium, a shock here. Got to last World Cup, they came third. So, really? they're a smashing team. Maybe a bit old now, an aging squad. So they could only pick up 4 points.
My team are out. Oh,
yeah, Canada.
I had a shocker.
Do you know what though? Canada put up a good effort in every game they played. I was really surprised at how good Canada were.
Did they score any goals?
I think they did. Yes, not many, like 1 or 2, if that. But I think what they've done here sets them up for the next World Cup. Because it's in USA and Canada next in 4 years, so I think they could do some big things in 4 years. But Morocco and Croatia have gone through. Okay, Brazil and Switzerland have gone through from this group. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, that's 3 games, isn't it? Because I'm sure, I'm pretty sure some of the games probably have finished just fairly recently as we record. And I think this was the last group to play. But Brazil and Switzerland have gone through, seemingly, by the looks of this. Portugal and South Korea from Group H. Uruguay going home. That's quite funny.
Why?
Because Luis Suarez plays for Uruguay, and he's a footballing bad guy. You know, the player you love to hate.
Right.
So it's quite funny that they went out. And I think that's it. So let's just take a quick look at the fixtures in the knockout phases. Here we go. Holland versus the US. Argentina versus Australia. Japan, Croatia. G1 versus South Korea. That's to be determined. So I think that's whoever finishes top in Group G. Which I can't remember who that was now.
Oh, England versus Senegal.
Yeah, England, Senegal at Sunday night. France, Poland. Morocco, Spain, and Portugal versus G2. There we go.
Exciting.
There we go. So yeah, I've been enjoying it, Jimmy.
I'm glad you have. And you're a football fan, and I'll probably get into it if we carry on doing well.
John, this is where it starts, though.
This is where it starts getting interesting.
Yeah. What's this?
It's just a giggling wife.
Is she laughing at you talking sports?
It's just a loony in the background.
I thought she might be laughing at you, trying to talk sports.
I know about the football. Don't talk to me about the football. I watched the England Women's World Cup final.
You
didn't.
To be fair, you are a roving reporter on that, Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, do you know what, Stu? When Sunday, there's England, is it? This Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Do you know what? I probably won't watch that, but I've been following it on my phone. You know, I check out the score to see if you're happy.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. You're living the World Cup vicariously through me. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm conscious of the time. Perhaps I'll do one more story from the news, and then we'll get into the finals, I think.
Lovely.
What I wanted to just bring up more Star Wars news, really, and that's that The Mandalorian season 3 has got an official release date, coming out on March 1st, 2023.
March the 1st be with you.
Yep.
There's just so much Star Wars at the moment. It's hard to get excited for a Star Wars for me. Even though I'm a massive Star Wars fan, like so many things have just And the Boba Fett show was bad, and Obi-Wan was bad, wasn't it? And Andor
wasn't. What are you talking about? Obi-Wan was brilliant.
What?
Yeah.
Which bit? The fight at the end.
It was pretty good.
I found it so small scale, the Obi-Wan show. It was like it was filmed in a... It looked cheap. It looked fucking cheap.
Do you know... okay, I'd like to maybe retract a little bit of what I said, because I do think watching Andor does make you reevaluate other Star Wars stuff that they've pumped out. I will say
Andor looks great. And the script is great. And the acting is great.
There's definitely you can tell... Yeah, there's just something about that show. Like I don't know, je ne sais quoi. A quality.
How much of Andor have you watched?
I've watched half of it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I know. And spoilers, I absolutely love it. Love that show.
Fiona Shaw is wonderful.
Oh, she isn't she? Yeah.
And Skarsgård is incredible in it.
Yeah. I was so taken aback when he comes back to Coruscant and he just puts on his wig.
Oh, brilliant, wasn't it? And
he just camps it all up. It's brilliant.
Yeah, amazing. Comment in the comment section.
I told you I did.
Yep.
It's all me, man.
You
I'm
started
living vicariously through John Simmons. Yeah.
interesting story. This might be right, or it might be wrong. I can't remember. I think it's right. If you bring up John Simmons' comment again, or his previous comment.
The podcast one.
The one about loving us.
Ah, yes. Love you too, John.
That picture there of Nana Num.
Yeah.
That's a model that John painted.
No shit.
And he gave it to the guy who... I'm pretty sure he gave it to the guy who played Nana Num.
The actor. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I'm sure he was on a podcast and he had it. He had it on there. So I think Chris had built it, actually, though, Stuart.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. I don't think he built anything on that.
Is that your brother?
Yeah. My memory's hazy, to be fair. He could quite possibly could have done.
Do you know what, Stu? I think you also either gave me or I bought off you an Enterprise model. A Starship,
Really?
Starship
Did
Enterprise model, yeah. The Kirk one, the NCC 1409.
That's the one.
I painted it with like a really crap white. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not good at that.
Poster paints.
Yeah, poster paints. That's what I painted with, poster paints. That was really bad.
Well, okay. Well, some you win, some you lose. I'm not taking credit for that.
Another comment from John Simmons. He showed it on Good Morning America. That's the guy who played Nana Num. Showed John's model on Good Morning America, yeah.
Oh, incredible stuff.
Yeah, all good. All right, stop showing off now.
Yeah.
You and your ego. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Still, we're talking about Andor.
Mando.
Andor.
Mandor.
Amanda.
Mandalorian coming, season 3.
Yeah, it is.
March.
But yeah, I think you do have to reevaluate everything TV Star Wars now, having seen it through the lens of Andor, because Andor is just fucking incredible.
I really enjoyed Mandalorian as well, series 1, 2 especially as well, with the Luke stuff. I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the end of Christ, and the end of season 1 was with Luke, wasn't it as well? Spoilers.
Series 1.
Series 1, yeah, at the end had the Luke episode, didn't it?
Or was it series 2? No, I was making a point that you said season instead of series.
Oh. Sorry.
But it's not American. But it's American.
It's American, so seasons. Oh. And then we had the Ahsoka episode in season 2, and the Boba Fett episode, and yeah. And then it all went wrong after that, didn't it? With the Boba Fett show.
I think it. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that a lot of that stuff probably is just is fan service now, isn't it? I can see it. I can see it.
Do you remember that bit in the Obi-Wan show where they were in the back of the truck and the stormtroopers pulled them over and they had to kill the stormtroopers, and then he got out and shot the thing that they could have run round, and then they walked through it instead of taking the truck. It was really weird.
I do. You could just step around it. Yeah.
And there was like a really quick bit. Do you remember a really quick bit where he saved Leia from falling?
Yeah.
And then she landed, and then he was on the ground immediately.
I do remember that.
There was loads of really weird bits like that. The editing on it was appalling. And do you remember that how the Inquisitor got stabbed through the stomach like Qui-Gon Jinn, and he survived?
Yeah.
And then Reva got stabbed through the stomach like Qui-Gon Jinn, and she got to a planet really quick. She got to Tatooine before anyone, and then chased little Luke Skywalker. And do you remember how Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen stood their own against the fucking Jedi?
Oh yeah, she got like a fucking minigun out. She was boiling vegetables last time I saw her.
Yeah, and serving up blue milk from her teats.
But she turned into Arnie.
They managed to hold off a Sith, an Inquisitor, but still a Jedi trained by Darth Vader, fucking Inquisitor. Oh yeah, she'd just been stabbed in the stomach.
Oh,
there was a lot of shit in that show.
Well, now you mention it, yeah.
Then she carried Luke back, and they were like, "Thanks." They went, "Thanks for doing that." They've just had a massive fight, and she chased him off and knocked him out in the thing, and then she brought him back, and they went, "Thanks, no thanks, seriously, thanks."
She's rough.
Lot of shit.
Oh dear.
Anyway, Mando. Looking forward to Mando.
But Andor, amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
Check it out.
Just get those writers and those directors, just to get them to do all the Star Wars.
All the Star Wars.
All of it. Just do it all. Right, let's transition into the end of the show. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Two stories for you, Jimmy.
Ooh.
Both with a Christmas feel to them. I'm trying to look
I love Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, you might not love Christmas so much after reading or listening to these stories.
Oh God, is it about death?
Yes, a little bit.
Did they find like a dead Santa in a chimney?
No, not as graphic as that. Hold on, let me.
Didn't that happen in the Gremlins film? I think that's why she hates Christmas. Why Phoebe Cates hates Christmas, because her dad died in the chimney as Santa Claus.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Right, why is this not? Come on. Oh, goodness sake! I might not be able to show it. I'll have to. It's all gone a bit funny, my link. So let me see if I can just open it.
Is it from the Metro? Is it more people eating dog food?
No,
they can't afford. They can't afford baked beans.
No. Oh, okay. It's so much works there. Why wasn't it working on here? Bear with me. So, are you a fan of the board game Monopoly? Traditional Christmas fare, I think, isn't it?
I used to be, and I mean, I haven't played it for years because I do find it a bit tedious now. But it is an amazing. It's an amazing game.
Has potential for a few family bus stops, doesn't it? When you say.
Yes, and I won't fault the concept.
No. Well, man arrested after family Monopoly game turns violent, Tulsa police say. Not just a fisticuffs. He, this guy, John Armstrong,
I know,
got so irate at a game of Monopoly that he flipped the table and then started shooting people up. Yep, that's the US.
There was a little gun in Monopoly.
The Tulsa Police Department arrested a man Saturday night after they say a family game of Monopoly turned violent. Officers were called to a shots fired call near Admiral and Mingo. Mingo the Merciless, just before 6:30 p.m.
Of course, early.
The caller identified the suspect as John Armstrong. They'd been playing 17 hours at that point. The caller identified the suspect as John Armstrong, saying he chased her down and fired a shot at her and her father.
Jesus.
Christ. When police arrived, they immediately took Armstrong into custody, not passing go as he went.
Nice.
Investigators learned the family had been drinking alcohol and playing Monopoly when a fight broke out between Armstrong and his stepfather. After knocking over the game board and turning over furniture, they were told to take the fight outside. Armstrong pulled out a gun after getting cut in the head and chased his stepfather and stepsister down the street, pointing the gun at them. He told police he fire one shot at the ground.
I fire one shot.
Yeah,
at the ground.
Officers did not find the gun, saying they believe Armstrong hid it in the house before surrendering. He was arrested and booked into the Tulsa County Jail for assault with a deadly weapon, all over a game of Monopoly.
Yeah, another innocent man being put away due to Monopoly.
Wonder what sparked that. Just what insignificant moment sparked. You think he's landing on Park Lane with a couple of hotels, just sent him over the edge.
And they just laughed at him.
This.
They were like, he was probably there with the shaker going, please not a 5, please not a 5, please not a 5. 5. And they would have gone, that's mine.
$3,000, please.
That's mine. Fuck off.
Yeah, he probably got caught taking stuff from the bank, tucking it into his shoe or something, his socks.
Did he rob the banker with his gun? Give me all the Monopoly money.
There we go. Be careful, people, when you're playing your Christmas board games.
Do.
My second Christmas theme story and my final story for the evening is a a development in high cuisine. Where the hell's it gone?
Dog food?
It's not dog food. Well, kind of, maybe, potentially. Certainly, he's probably fit for some dogs. And that is, if I can find the right, that's what I want. Look, yeah, here we go. Christmas dinner flavored pot noodles.
Ooh, I think I may have to try one of these. Maybe we both try one, Stu, for the show next week.
Christmas special. We'll get a couple of pot noodles in.
Yes.
There we go. Pot Noel.
Pot Noel.
Noel.
Tastes like Noel Edmonds.
Yep, they've really captured the essence of
his crinkly bottom.
Yeah. It's a limited edition flavour. There we go. It looks like a Santa presented tub.
Yeah.
Pot. Well, of course it's a pot. What am I saying tub for? It's a pot noodle. Fucking hell. It's time to stir up your Christmas dinner, people.
Wow.
Is there no other? I want some more details. Okay, so rosemary, sage, and peas. 'Tis the season to take your taste buds on a sleigh ride. Pot Noel, Christmas as it should be, noodly. Okay, there we go.
So hold on. Go
rosemary.
down.
Is it just rosemary, sage, and pea flavored? Where's the turkey? Sure, it's turkey based.
Original curry.
Yeah.
Chicken and mushroom. They're just the originals. Those king pots.
Yeah.
And then just Christmas dinner.
Available exclusively. Oh no, what is that? That's a cracker.
Yeah.
They've packaged 3 pot noodles. That's the best Christmas gift ever, isn't it? Idea.
So you got to buy a 3-pack, have you?
Yeah, I think so.
The perfect gift for anyone and
Santa.
everyone. We guarantee it will even make your third cousin Jeff, who you only see at Christmas, smile.
I doubt it. If you're giving a family member 3 pot noodles as a gift, that's not on. That's not on.
Unless the third cousin called Jeff is that chap who's eating dog food because he can't afford anything else, he'd be happy. It's got to be turkey flavour, gravy and stuffing. There you go, gravy and stuffing.
Gravy and stuffing flavour. Okay.
So, is there turkey in it?
Well, you get the bits of soy, don't you, in the chicken one?
Yes, 'cause it's vegetarian,
Not
isn't
soy.
it? Pot noodles are vegetarian. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, no. Is it soy?
Soya.
Yeah.
Soya.
That's it. Yeah, I thought I was getting confused with the soy sauce sachet you get in it.
Yeah, soya bean or whatever. But they're vegetarian pot noodles, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. I'm down. I'm game. I'll give one a go. I like a chicken and mushroom. I don't really venture out into other flavours of pot noodle, really.
I have not had a chicken and mushroom pot noodle in a long time, but I do remember loving them, and I used to like them with bread and butter, Stu. I'd do loads. I'd dip the.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine that's quite nice. Yeah.
I'd do more water than I'd go above the line.
Soupy.
Yeah, I'd fuck the line. I'd go above the line, and then I'd bread and butter. So you've got the
nice.
For the liquid, the juice, the gravy.
Do you know what I used to do? And this probably isn't something I should admit, but I used to intentionally not stir the pot noodle fully because I liked it when I got a bit of dry stuff at the bottom.
Well, now there's a big thing in I think it's in Korea where they get dried noodles and crush them and put them on top of things.
Oh, okay. I can see. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah.
For texture, yeah, they do that.
But I liked the really strong chickeny flavouring. I liked it when it's a powder at the bottom. I should have just eaten it raw. Just taken out.
I know what you mean. The bottom bit of liquid was the best bit, wasn't it? It was the most flavoursome bit.
Yeah, it was nice. I want a pot noodle now.
I'm excited about this new feature where we eat pot noodles.
Yep, there we go. And that was your podcast, your Renaissance Men podcast for December 2nd, 2022. Jimmy, thank you very much for joining me this week.
Thank you.
Thank you to those in the chat who have popped along. Thanks to John Simmons, Scale Modeler, Alexandra Turner, the real Matthew Early, Who else have we had? We've had Holes, obviously. Ben Wyatt was in the chat. Welcome, Ben. Hello, Ben. Thank you, Ben. And that was it. So if you have enjoyed us, then please do follow us on the social media. Let me bring that little overlay up for you. So there we go. You can find us on YouTube. Obviously, that's where we are at the moment. And on twitch.tv and twitter.com, all at Renaissance Cast, all one word. And youtube.com/groups/Renaissance Cast. And of course, it's the season of giving. So why not head over to kofi.com and chuck us £3, buy us a coffee, support us for all the hard work that we put into this show, clearly.
It is, Stu. You put a lot of time into this show.
I know I do. It's my hobby. I love doing it, though. It's it's what keeps me sane.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's clearly working. No, but if I didn't enjoy it, I would have stopped doing it a long time ago, Jimmy. Don't you worry.
We've both said that, haven't we?
Yeah.
We love it.
We clearly love it. That's why we still do it. So thank you everyone for joining us. Jimmy, as always, thank you. I think I've got anything else to say, really. I guess come on England on Sunday.
Yes.
Jimmy won't be watching, but I shall. I hope you all have a lovely, safe weekend. And until next week, please take care and goodbye.